speak a little bit about what we're going to be doing this week. Last week I had you complete your drawing. You were to think of 4 background elements. That one of them was kind of just a basic shape we're going to throw behind our portrait. The other 3 are objects that could have really been anything. Okay, they could have been objects, they could have been shapes, whatever. So I'll be looking at those, telling you, to go ahead with them, or maybe making a suggestion. And if I make a suggestion to kind of simplify things, don't take it personally. I just want to make things as easy for you as possible. In class, I probably would have challenged everyone a little bit more, but because of this, I'm not able to be there face to face. It's a little bit more difficult to me to give really strong, instruction on the whole drawing techniques and stuff like that. So if I say, maybe just go with a simple shape, don't take offense to that. There's really no demo. There's just my example project. So see how I added color. We already know how to add color to our portraits because we did that in the practice. That's why we did that. But what you will see in my example this week is that shape I had created. I may tweak it a little bit because that's fine. It's not finalized until it's on that final piece of paper. So I may tweak it a little bit. But you'll see my final background shape and then my final background elements incorporated into the project. And you'll see how I'll do that. Preferably, we don't really want any object below the face. So if I had objects right here, it'd be a little weird. So we kind of want to keep them up here, those objects. But you'll be able to see that in my example video. If anyone has questions, just message me. Feel free to message me at any time. I'm always by my computer. So reach out with questions. If you need some further explanation on something, I'll be more than happy to do that. But really, it's just my comments in the private. I may make a video this week, or I may just write some comments in the private comment section based on how I'm seeing everyone's doing. But look at my example, look at how I created things. I want everyone to create a gradient in that one big shape in the background. The colors could be anything, any 2 colors that you want. But again, a gradient is one color into another color, okay? So orange into red, blue to purple, so on and so forth. So that's really it for right now. I'm recording this in the beginning of the week, so I may make another part of this video, but really, like I said, there's really no demo or anything, critique either. I don't know if I'll be making a critique video, so I like to make this video on a Monday, and then if there's other videos I need to make, then I'd make them. But when I start to see your submissions, then there'll be another part to this video, or there won't. So obviously you would know that right away. But so that's it from this part of the video, and that may be it for the entire part of the video. But I look forward to seeing everyone's work, and I'm really excited to see the final outcomes of everyone's projects. Okay, so I decided to make a short little extension to the video just to go over the assignment. Okay, so basically all that you're doing is you have your final drawing, you have your background shape, and your 3 background objects. And you're just adding those, the shape, the objects, to the final drawing, and then you are going to just add color to everything. Okay? So I'm going to go over how you should approach adding those things to your final drawing. Okay? So I included what my final drawing looks like, so you can kind of go based off of that. As you can see here, I didn't choose the best background color, being that my face was kind of a shade of blue, and I chose a background color of blue. It kind of fades in, so just be careful of that. I probably should have went with a yellow, a green, something different than blue for the background or either the face. What I suggest is drawing everything in. So drawing this, drawing that, drawing this, your 3 objects, put your shape around, and you're going to have to adjust your shape, and I'll go over that in just a second. Put your shape around and then add color to the portrait first. Okay? Remember those gradient techniques we used before? Go back into the prior assignments. I think it was the first practice drawing we all did, how we're using those gradients inside the face to create the cool little effects and shading. I have darker blues up here, and as it goes to the middle of the face, it gets lighter, darker for these cheek parts, so on and so forth. Color in the face. So that's step 1. Step 1 is add all the objects. Step 2 is color in the portrait. Step 3 is color in the objects. And then the last step is to color in that background shape. Okay, so you can kind of look at it like that, where step 1, add all the background elements. Step 2, add color to the portrait. Step 3, add color to the objects. Step 4, add color to the background shape. Okay, one more time. Step 1, add all the objects, draw them in lightly. Step 2, add color to the portrait. Step 3, add color to the shapes, add color to the objects is step 3. Step 3 is add color to the objects. And step 4 is add color to the shape. And notice we are doing a gradient in that background shape, okay? Make sure you're doing a gradient in that background shape. So I'm just going to pull up Emma's work. Number 1, she was one of the first ones to submit. And number 2, I just want to use her as example. Emma, you did a great job. I'm just using it as an example. Do not be offended, please. So I'm just going to, okay, that's rather large. Command Z. Okay, so obviously Emma's shape is this size, and it's quite similar to, it's smaller than this. So if Emma was just to use that shape and put it here, it'd look a little weird because it looked like it was like that in just one area. Okay? What I suggest Emma does, and what I suggest you all do, is you're just going to have to adjust that shape just like I did. So Emma, it is totally fine to go off the page with your circle. Okay? So you could have your circle look something like this. Boom, boom, and then come down here. Okay? So you don't have the sides of the circle, and that's fine. Then I suggest in the beginning part of this video, I also mentioned putting your shapes around the top half. Okay? So here could be a shape, here could be a shape, an object, excuse me. Put your objects on the top half. So here could be an object, here could be an object, and then over here could be another object. Let's not put those objects below the portrait. If I notice that, say your chin is all the way down here and you have a ton of room, say, you don't have a lot of room around the top, then we would adjust. But the majority of you probably will have enough room to put the shapes in the top half of your portrait. Okay? So then Emma would color in, after she drew everything out, she would add color to the portrait, add color to the objects, then put that gradient in the background. Okay? So just to reiterate, this is Emma's background shape. She told me that she's going to have a blue gradient and it's going to be a circle. When she goes to apply that to her drawing, I suggest you make it nice and big so it goes off the paper, so it goes above and below the drawing, okay? Because it would look a little weird if she kept that same size circle. It probably would be something like this, where it wouldn't really be a background shape. It would kind of just be another background object. We want those background shapes to be nice and big, as you see in my example. Okay? So that's really the only adjustment I'm probably going to be making sure you all create as far as the objects go. The people that have submitted so far, the objects look great, but we just want to make that background shape nice and big. Okay, so you draw everything in, object 1, object 2, object 3, color in the portrait, color in the objects, color in the background, and put that gradient in it. Okay, so that's the way to go at the final part of this project. It's pretty much you're just redrawing a couple things and then adding color. All right, it shouldn't take that long. It took me about 30 minutes, so I'm assuming it may take you a little longer, but it's not long at all. draw things in one day, add color the next day, okay? You don't have to do it all in one day. It's better to separate it, okay? So that's it for the video portion of this last assignment. I just want to say to everyone, it has been very nice not having to send too many emails home to get people to submit things. You've all done a great job with that, and I really, really do appreciate it, okay? Everything's due Thursday, okay? I really can't accept anything later than Friday. So make sure you are handing things in by the latest Friday, June 12th, okay? I'm putting it due Thursday, so we make sure we have everything handed in by latest Friday. Okay, but please do not make me sweat it out and have to give you a 0 for the last assignment when you've been doing so great this whole semester. Okay, so that is it from me. If you have questions, please send them my way, and I will be commenting on your work this week in the private comment section. So when you hand it in, go on Google Classroom again. Don't wait until you're going to submit the final, because then you won't see my comments. Okay, so make sure you're peeping in Google Classroom at least every other day, okay? So you can see my comments before you start adding color and making things permanent on the final. All right, everybody, thank you very much. And like I said, look forward to seeing your final projects. Hopefully we get all of them in on Thursday the 11th.
I feel it in my bones.